as a way to kind of accelerate the way that we can resolve certain symptoms of stress, such as hair loss, fatigue, and stubborn weight. Can you expand on that a little bit?
Yeah, well, first off, I call them natural catalysts because I don't want to call them nutritional supplements.
Okay.
And the reason is because, number one, the nutritional supplement industry is not focused on the primary cause of a problem. They're just throwing supplements out there, and then people are just taking them with the hope that they might work. I developed these, what we call natural catalysts, because of the fact that I knew exactly what the cause of the problem was, so I had to make sure that the products that we developed fit the actual cause, so we could make these results, what you said, inevitable. That's what the inevitability protocol is all about, making things inevitable. So you have to, every specific place in the protocol, it has to be made so that the result ends up being inevitable. So a natural catalyst, different than, say, you've heard of B vitamins, you know, vitamin C, all of that. Well, those are replacement therapy. Maybe you're deficient in that, maybe not, we don't know, but we give it to you, insurance policy, that's kind of safe. A natural catalyst is completely different than that. I believe it's at the pinnacle of how you utilize natural compounds. Imagine this. Number one, we're talking about insulin and how insulin is not functioning correctly in your body. So I know, because that is such a big, huge hormone, and if it's not functioning correctly, if I can do something to correct its function, I'm going to have a major impact on how you feel, on how your metabolism is, on the rest of your hormones, on your immune system, on your lipid profiles, on cholesterol, all of that. You see what I'm saying? So if I can give you something that helps the initial part of the major problem, now we're talking about something. If I can, in the same product, literally, I can also, because the other side of it is the adrenaline and cortisol. Remember, that's the other big hormones. I need to do something to help calm down this over-responsiveness that causes all this excess adrenaline and cortisol in your system. You see, now think about this. I could tell you, Cassie, look, the way to calm down your adrenaline and cortisol is stop stressing yourself out. And you're going to go, okay, well, thanks for that information, you know, yeah. But what if I had something that, irrespective of whether you want to change the stress levels in your life, I could give you a natural catalyst that went inside your body and actually is proven scientifically to help lower the stress hormone response to whatever stress you're feeling. So in other words, if yesterday your boss yelled at you about something, you started taking these natural catalysts, 2 weeks later you went in and he yelled at you about the exact same thing for the exact same reason, even though the stress is the same, your response to that stress would be dramatically different, because you are utilizing these compounds. So what I realized was, we can't just say to women, your stress levels are too high, lower them. You're eating too much sugar, stop doing it. Everybody tells them that. What we've got to do is we've got to create some motivation inside of them so that they are willing to do what it takes to get them to a place where they're starting to feel better. So natural catalysts provide that accelerated healing response because they're specific to what's going on. Also inside, now I talked about the adrenaline and cortisol, I talked about the insulin and what happens, but it follows a pathway, right? It starts out with the disruption of these big hormones. Then your metabolism becomes damaged. Then what happens is it starts to affect your brain chemistry. You know, Prozac, Zoloft, all these drugs that people are taking these days, anti-anxiety, anti-depression drugs, well, it's all because we're disrupting our brain chemistry, the feel-good chemicals in our brain. So I also put in the formulas natural catalysts, compounds that help revive those feel-good chemicals in your brain, because that's what's really depleted. Not B vitamins and vitamin C. You're depleted in these powerful hormones and neurotransmitters that are making you feel the way that you feel, that are giving you your motivation, your drive, your reason for being. When that stuff gets pulled out of you and you're draining your system of the things that give you this quality of life and give you this energy and enthusiasm, isn't that what's going on? Aren't people not just feeling like their hair's falling out and they have hot flashes or night sweats, but what else is happening? their sex drives are diminishing. Their energy that they have to be able to handle a day is just not there. Some women are going home, falling on the couch, exhausted, always living on the brink of exhaustion. So how can we help that? How can we fix the primary problem, which is, again, first those big hormones, metabolism, and then brain chemistry? We have to design the products, these natural catalysts, in order to do that, and it has to do it in the right order, and it has to do the right things, and it has to do it in the right way. Then you have something that's going to dramatically have an impact on the way that you feel. That in turn translates into, I have more motivation and more desire to continue acting in my own best interest, right? I want to do this for myself. So that's one of the 4 things that I had mentioned, is utilize these natural compounds, and it diminishes and lowers that level of stress to a degree where now you can heal.